If you had $800,000 sitting in your 401k at age 74, what would you do? Would you lock it into an annuity for guaranteed income or keep control of it and face the market on your own? That's the dilemma one family is facing right now. A 74-year-old father, a lifetime of savings, and a son urging him to lock it up in an annuity, promising peace of mind, steady checks, and zero market stress. It sounds like a perfect solution, right? No more worrying about stock crashes or running out of money. But here's the catch: once you move that money into an annuity, there's no going back. What feels like safety today could mean giving up flexibility tomorrow. In this video, we're breaking down what it really means to trade control for certainty and whether turning a 401k into an annuity is a smart move or a costly mistake. Let's be honest. The word guaranteed sounds pretty good when you're in your 70s. After a lifetime of saving, investing, and worrying about markets, the promise of a steady paycheck for life feels like the financial version of a deep breath. No crashes, no surprises, just money coming in every month, no matter what happens on Wall Street. That's the appeal of an annuity. If your dad rolled the entire $800,000 from his 401k into a fixed, immediate annuity, he could expect somewhere around $4,000 to $5,000 a month for life. It's like building your own private pension. The money shows up every month, and you don't have to check the S&P 500 ever again. And right now, payout rates are higher than they've been in years, around 5% to 6% depending on the company and the terms. For retirees who live through market volatility, that can sound like the safest move in the world. But here's what most people don't realize: that peace of mind doesn't come free. The same thing that makes an annuity feel secure is what makes it restrictive. Because the moment that money is locked away, you stop being an investor and start being a customer. Here's what most people don't hear in the sales pitch. Once you roll that 401k into an annuity, you're not just buying stability, you're giving up control. That money stops being a flexible investment account and becomes a contract with an insurance company. You can't just decide next year to move it somewhere else, or take out a big chunk for an emergency, or adjust your strategy when the market changes. You're trading freedom for certainty, and that trade-off is permanent. Sure, your dad would get guaranteed checks every month, but if something unexpected happens, a medical emergency, a family need, a sudden expense, that money isn't sitting there waiting. It's locked away working on the insurer's terms, not yours. And once it's locked in, the rules don't bend easily. Many annuities charge steep surrender fees for early withdrawals, and those penalties can last years. It's the kind of stability that comes with a cage: comfortable, predictable, but not flexible. And there's another problem that creeps in slowly, year by year. One that can quietly shrink that guaranteed income without you even noticing. When people hear guaranteed income, they think safe. But in retirement, the real danger isn't always losing money. It's losing buying power. Most annuities pay a fixed amount every month. That $4,500 check your dad could get today might sound great now. But 10 years from now, it won't buy nearly as much. Without inflation protection, those payments stay the same while groceries, health care, and everything else quietly get more expensive. It's like watching your income shrink in slow motion. Then there are the fees. Annuities often come with multiple layers of costs: management fees, rider charges, administrative fees, sometimes adding up to 2% or more each year. It doesn't sound like much until you realize that, over time, those small percentages can quietly eat away at tens of thousands of dollars. And if your dad ever needs access to a large sum, say for a medical emergency or home care, the surrender charges can be brutal. Some contracts lock in those penalties for up to 10 years. So yes, annuities bring security. But it's a security you pay for, in flexibility, growth, and time. And yet, despite those drawbacks, many retirees still swear by them. Because for some people, there's something more valuable than maximizing returns: peace of mind. Even with all the drawbacks, annuities continue to attract retirees, and for understandable reasons. At 74, the biggest fear isn't missing out on market gains, it's running out of money. And that's exactly what annuities are designed to prevent. When you buy an annuity, you're essentially building your own private pension. The checks come every month, no matter how the market moves, and they don't stop as long as you're alive. That's a powerful promise, especially for people who watched their savings dip during market crashes. There's also the mental freedom. No more watching the Dow, no more stressing over interest rates or recessions. For some, the ability to ignore financial headlines and still know the bills are paid is worth any fee. And there's one more advantage: the tax benefits. Rolling a 401k directly into an annuity keeps those funds tax-deferred until withdrawals begin. That means your dad wouldn't owe any immediate taxes on the transfer. So yes, there are real reasons people love annuities, especially those who value certainty over control. But there's one part of the deal most people don't think about until it's too late. What happens to the money when the owner dies? Here's the part of annuities that makes a lot of families hesitate. What happens when the owner passes away? With most lifetime income annuities, those monthly checks stop the moment your dad does. That means if he passes away earlier than expected, all that money, even hundreds of thousands of dollars left in the contract, could stay with the insurance company, not your family. That's the trade-off for lifetime guarantees. The insurer pools everyone's money together and pays based on life expectancy. People who live longer benefit, but those who don't, well, their money helps fund everyone else's payments. There are options that soften the risk, things like joint life annuities or period-certain contracts, which continue payments to a surviving spouse or for a set number of years. But here's the catch. The more protection you add, the lower the monthly income becomes. You're essentially paying for that safety up front through smaller checks. That's why annuities can feel like a gamble. You could live comfortably to 95 and get every penny's worth, or pass away at 76 and leave nothing behind. Critics say that's too high a price for peace of mind. Supporters argue that's the whole point. It's about never running out of income while you're alive, not about leaving a legacy behind. But if building or passing on wealth matters, there's another option that keeps things in the family, keeping the money in the 401k itself. So what if your dad simply kept the money where it is, in his 401k, or rolled it into an IRA instead of locking it into an annuity? That path keeps one powerful thing in his hands: control. With a 401k or IRA, he decides when and how much to withdraw. He can change investments, adjust risk, and leave the remaining balance to his heirs. If an emergency comes up, medical bills, home repairs, or family support, he can access the money without asking an insurance company for permission. That flexibility is a big deal. It means his savings stay liquid and transferable, and that's something no annuity contract can truly match. But it's not risk-free. The trade-off here is exposure to the stock market. If the market dips, the account balance dips too. And if that happens early in retirement, it can shorten how long the money lasts, something financial planners call sequence of returns risk. So keeping the 401k offers freedom, but also requires confidence. Confidence that the market will recover and that withdrawals won't drain the account too quickly. In short, one option gives peace of mind through guarantees. The other offers flexibility through control. Both come with risks, just different kinds. And that brings us to the real decision, not about interest rates or payouts, but about values. What matters more to your dad, certainty or freedom? At the end of the day, this isn't just about numbers, it's about what kind of retirement your dad wants to live. An annuity and a 401k represent two completely different philosophies. One says, I'd rather know exactly what I'll get every month, even if it means giving up flexibility. The other says, I'd rather stay in control, even if it means taking a little more risk. Neither is wrong. They just fit different personalities. If your dad already has guaranteed income from Social Security or a pension, adding another layer of fixed payments might not be necessary. But if most of his money is tied to the market and he worries about outliving his savings, an annuity could provide the stability he's looking for. This decision isn't about chasing the highest return, it's about buying peace of mind. Because at 74, the question isn't, how much can I make? It's how much can I rely on? The best financial plan isn't just the one with the best math, it's the one that helps you sleep at night knowing your future is secure, whatever that looks like for you. So what's the smartest move for your dad? And for anyone facing the same choice? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. An annuity can make sense for someone who values predictability, wants guaranteed income for life, and doesn't want to worry about the market ever again. But it's not a magic solution. Once that money is locked away, it's committed, for better or worse. On the other hand, keeping the 401k or moving it into an IRA keeps the doors open. It gives flexibility, access to growth, and the ability to leave a financial legacy. But it also means taking on market risk and the responsibility to manage it wisely. That's why before your dad signs anything, it's worth sitting down with a fee-only financial advisor, someone who doesn't earn a commission for selling annuities, to compare options, fees, and long-term impact. Because this decision isn't just about protecting money, it's about protecting choices, independence, and peace of mind. At 74, your dad's already done the hardest part. He built the nest egg. Now it's about making sure that nest egg works for him. So whether it's an annuity, a 401k, or a mix of both, the smartest move isn't what anyone else says. It's the one that fits the life he wants to live. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay tuned. Next, we'll explore how to make your retirement income last longer without sacrificing flexibility.